from what happened in Game 1. Ian, can I ask you?
Yes.
Do you think this is enough of a recovery? Do you think what they did in the draft should be able to fix the wrongs of Game 1?
Draft-wise, yes, I do agree. Execution-wise, they need to pull off the early game.
Up in the air, up in the air.
Like what they've been mentioning. But I think you're even wrong because you said Omega was going for the throat. No, man, they're going for the head.
Oh, the heads!
With the lineup of Omega, I do agree with Renmar. It's easier to pull off. It's a more stable lineup. But the pros of the lineup of TNC, if they control the early game, easier snowball, more aggressive playstyle, they can end this early.
That's right, and it's a very low barrier of entry for heads. Like literally, just like they alluded to, Nibor's performance on this same Tams with a Vengeance, like just cut right through the lineup, go hunt for Jom, go hunt for Okir, and then leave Omega hanging. Look at that, Escalera down bottom. How deep did Omega push him in? Look!
That's the thing you want to do if you're Omega. Really give your XP lane an easy time. Activate Ryota right away again with the Arlot so he can just join clashes in with the final slash. And for TNC, if they cannot control the mid lane, the mid trio, it's going to be a hard game for Kaizen to snowball. We've been seeing a lot of Nolan games recently. Even though he doesn't die, Nolan doesn't die, he doesn't get enough kills to be activated.
Well, luckily for the Phoenix Army, watching these early rotations from TNC Pro Team, it looks like they don't have to worry about what you're saying anyways. Look, they're first in the turtle. They've pushed back Chaknu, send him home, force him to go around the long way, and they are going to score the first turtle despite Chak throwing out that Guardian's barrier. And then up top, look, they had to send Ukir to try and help Ryota. Heads is still healthy.
Dominating start for TNC. Again, for TNC, just continue this pace. Honestly, because Omega, the problem right now for TNC is Omega is a master of trades. We've been seeing game number 1, Chakno keeps dying, and it's okay. Because what they get from the Chakno's death is more.
Oh, yeah.
And if TNC continues to avoid those kinds of trades from Omega and continue getting neutral objectives, even if Kaizen doesn't get a kill, it's going to be okay because Head's going to be activated. Here comes the diversion, but Ryota had a heads-up play there.
Look at the veteran wiles of Noe Ryota Makasa, the leader of the Ryota Army. He knew what was up. He knew that the rest of the map was quite mum, so there was shenanigans afoot, and could have been a devastating push. Again, 3 minutes in, yet to draw first blood. This is such a far cry from what the new patch has brought to us. Is this not the longest without a first blood we've seen all weekend?
No, I think no. I think it's also a TNC game.
Earlier this week, it was also a
Earlier this
TNC.
week, it was also a TNC game.
All right, maybe it's just me, because given how high-octane Game 1 was, this just feels weird.
Yeah. Looking at the junglers, it's a Nolan, again with a Ling.
You're right.
Easy pickoffs. They can solo kill a lot of heroes here in the battlefield. But still, both teams are playing safe. A lot at stake here.
Uh-oh.
You see a diversion play up top.
Oh, Andoryu. All right, he saw some animations. All right, he knows that Kaizen is here. He knows he's all alone. He's all alone. But, hey, false rotation because down bottom.
Okay, here comes the trade Omega wants. A Kozin plus a turret down bottom. Leaving Andoryu up top, trying to defend the top lane turret. And now this is what we were saying. Omega, master of trades. Even if TNC doesn't commit mistakes, if Omega finds an opening to counter trade, they're just going to go for it. Go for the head, literally.
Oh, wow. I can almost hear Metallica playing. Turtle up, lower quarter. This is TNC looking to get their second this game because it's Chakno just here. But look, they traded out turret for turtle.
A turret for a turtle once again for Omega. And the good thing is, Omega looks for trades without having to sacrifice Chakno. That means Chakno can just freely roam, provide vision. And if you're Omega, you know vision is really key, especially for Ukir and for Chakno to go for those pickoffs.
And more especially against Lancy.
Yeah.
Against a diversion. Again, you would know when someone's missing, but it's also a big deal to be proactive about it, to be able to send dudes in the bushes that you can gain control of before TNC makes the rotation.
Honestly, if you're going up against a Louis, rule of thumb, if you think Land of Dawn is too quiet, something's brewing.
That's right.
Something's up.
It's literally when there's smoke, there's fire, but literally if there's nothing on the map, something is wrong. Check us out, 1v1, heads against Andoryu.
Okay.
You're going to lose that fight 4 out of 5 times.
I'm going to commit the cutter at Inferno there. And you know, Heads is playing a much better role here, a much better game here right now with this FAMs.
Most def, most def.
Plus, it doesn't add additional pressure to him because there's no literal setup expected from him. It's just soaking up the damage,
Just throw your
zoning out.
body.
Literally just throw your head out there.
You're an enforcer.
Yeah.
You're the muscle. And now Kazan just farming up. TNC looking to open up this bottom lane. But Big J, Chak, and Ryota ain't having it.
Yeah, here's the vision game that Chaknu is really good at, excels at. He knows where the opposing roamer will almost always go.
Yep.
That's why Jom is always easily activated, especially with his most used hero, the Harith, and going up against a Moskov. You know Jom is going to have an easier time. Look at this. He already took down the turret a while ago.
Talking about most used hero, I'm pretty sure it's a Harith or the Moskov. There's one weekend that Big J just played all Moskov.
So he knows his strength.
Exactly, he knows the behavior of what a Moskov wants to do. And now turtle spawning, final one, upper quarter, the diversion, sending out the rest of TNC into the pixel brush. Here we go.
Right in the middle, Chaknu though, so the damage. Here comes the wild charge, plus the Tempest of Blades coming in from Endoryu. They're gonna pick up a kill onto Lancy, but the damage coming in from TNC is also too much, because Endoryu and Ogre is gonna fall down. Ryota though on the other hand, Vengeance in. Chaknu flickers out. Will he be able to escape heads there as Kazan works on the turtle? He's gonna use the retribution onto Jom. Jom with his Salmon Force. Synchro Vision out. But look at that fracture for Kazan. Heads goes in. Makes sure to get the kill onto Big J.
Oh, that was amazing work by the Magic Man. Literally, Escalera, now you see me, now you don't.
Woo.
Big J couldn't get him. He was on conceal.
Yeah.
So the basic attacks, the autos won't come in.
Oh,
Heads.
Heads pops his Vengeance and Cutter on Inferno, but he went up against two. Where's the diversion play? Are they going to cast the diversion or just going to wait up mid?
He's rolling.
Okay.
They sent Lancy out to get a better position in mid. And look at this, they're not stopping!
Chaknu finds Kazan, wild charge, but Kazan still turns things around with a fracture up against Chaknu. He's going to bring him down, and I just like to commend the performance so far of Heads. I mean, 2-1-1. Prior to that death, he's the one who secured the 2 kills, made sure to zone out, gave enough room for Kazan to secure the turtle without even using the retribution. That's why Kazan was able to use the retri onto Jom, force him out of the Salmon Force. Plus, when Jom was about to escape, here comes the jump from Heads, making sure Kazan picks up the kill.
And the 2-on-1 doesn't tell the whole story. There were in between the lines type of situations wherein, yes, Heads was doing this proactively, which allowed the rest of TNC to help balloon out of control. 2,000 now is the gold lead at 8 minutes, and Smart Omega are struggling. They're trying to catch their breath because they tried to clap back. They tried to over and over again. After a losing team fight, send more dudes, try and recover, and then just lose out because TNC have already rotated out. And now, look at this, another tier 1 taken down by Kozan. It's as if that kill early on didn't even happen anymore.
Unbothered and now concealed.
Whoa!
For TNC! And all of a sudden, there was a diversion. 2 bodies are there. Woo. But Omega, heads up play. They know that something's brewing, so they're going to evade the death as Endoryu picks up a turret up top.
All right. So despite Omega losing back-to-back engagements, they still have an ace in the hole. They have the split push potential. They can send out Endoryu to try and make up for their losses, get a presence on the map, and maybe they can get this contest now. Escalera in the middle, 4!
Oh, Escalera with a good don't run Wolfgang. I'm offended play, but here comes the backup coming in from Omega. Escalera's gonna fall down. Lancy's the next target as he falls down as well. But here comes Heads up against 3. Will pick up Ryota, focusing his attention onto Chaknu. Here comes the fracture. Chaknu has to flicker out. Power of Nature is there to make sure there is no CC. The Mamba, the living legend, will finally fall down in the hands of TNC as Kozan picks up a turret.
The Lord was used as bait, merely a scapegoat to TNC's master plan. They didn't really want to take the big objective. They were going for the cross-map play. Kozan was pushing up top, successfully taking down the tier 2 turret. And look at this. There's enough time in TNC to even come back for the Lord.
Yeah. Chaknu online. They can contest for this Lord. They find Kozan off guard. And now Kozan not going to be able to out-sustain the damage coming in from Omega. And that's a very crucial pick-off because there's a level 1 Lord up for grabs and the whole barangay squad is activated.
Salvik got bursted, son. I bet he didn't expect that. He was doing so well up top. He was so used to the good life. Suddenly, when the fight broke out after he clicked the SOD trigger, there were 3 members of Omega waiting for him. Now, the gold lead snapped in half. Oh, wait, Kaizen. Kaizen right in front of Andor. You committed Grand Theft Orange
Yeah,
with no clap back.
got the orange. Wanting to go for an extra kill, but that's more than what TNC wanted, especially preparing for this Lord. Now we do have to factor in Lancy again. He has a diversion here that they can use at any given moment. They can make a huge, huge play here just to extend the lead of the Phoenix Army.
I'd wager they have to wait for Escalera and Lancy's Flicker. It's not a go. Kozen does have his Flicker. Lord, you're down to a 10th of its health.
Okay, look at Kaizen going after Ryota, and Doryu picks up the Lord. Look at Hedge jumping onto the barangay. The diversion play is there, but Shakna knows he doesn't care. Wait for the wild shot! Now the tables have turned. Joe with his Salmon Force, gonna pick up Lancy, gonna pick up Escalera. Kozen on the other hand, able to free hit here up against Shaknu. Shaknu's gonna fall down. A 2-4-2, but Omega secures the Lord as Kaizen gets the purple buff.
That's a drive through GTP, if you ask me. Smart Omega, a ballsy play. Chaknu welcoming the diversion, allowing for Big J to do Big J things. Here's the instant replay brought to us by Infinix. Look at Big Jom just dancing. But here's the thing. A Harith can only really do so much. It can only attack a certain area, and he chose to go in the northwest direction.
Okay.
Southeast, that's all Kozen. That's what happened there.
Yeah, and honestly, what Shaknu did was the definition, or was a great example of the meme, call an ambulance.
But not for me.
Wow, just really waiting on the moment. Ryota doesn't want to wait anymore. Goes in with the final slash. Look at the damage coming in from Jom. 2 members are falling down, but Kozen on the other hand, focusing on Jom. Jom is down. Andoryu low health, has to walk away as Kozen works on Ryota. Triple kill, and Kaizen works on Ukir. Only Andoryu is left.
Oh, and Andoryu off camera. Just barely alive, recovering, going home. Kozen gonna go for the penetration.
No holy shields, and Doryu has to worry the minions. Kozen, moments away from bursting down the inhibitor turret. They have minions on top, but Andoryu really needs to play this safe. A 1v1, Kozen and Andoryu. Andoryu's gonna manage to clear out the minions. Now the chase is on! He wants to go for Kozen! Here comes the Templars of Blade, plus the other members of Omega as they bring down Kozen!
Andoryu timed out the Purify to almost pixel perfection. That allowed Omega to come in full force and punish Kozen.
And the best part is, they got an inhibitor up top.
That's right, they left the map in a great state with waves enough to take care of an unguarded inhibitor. Now the map's gonna turn red. They're gonna turn Game 2 into a barangay territory. Is this a purple stolen? Yes, it is. Kaizen is starved.
With just one play from Omega, they regained the lead, 1.1k. Kudos to Kozen for reaching that point, because he was honestly up against 3. But the problem was, but the good thing was he was in between his 2 turrets. Additional damage helped him outplay 2 members of Omega. But Andoryu heads up play to clear out the minions. And now a diversion play for TNC.
All right, where are they going? Send them up top. Northern Tri-Brush. And they have to rotate out. Is this a blitz?
Okay, they're gonna blitz. They're gonna blitz it. They know.
Can
they know the diversion was up top.
Can they?
Head's gonna start things off at TNC as Omega works on this Lord. And Doryu 1 retribution away from securing this Lord. Here comes Joe, goes in with Ryota's final slash, working on Escalera. Ukir gets the Lord. Here comes the counter attack coming in from TNC, but Joe still goes in. Wanted to bring down Lancy. Happy birthday to you, but Kozen works on the mid. He's gonna face up for though Ryota, Shaknu, Andoryu chasing after Kozen, and he's gonna fall down. They save their crystal, and they get the Lord.
Oh, Big Joe versus 2! He's gonna fall. Backdoor denied. Take it easy, Kozen. Not gonna happen, not today. And that cost TNC so much.
Bought enough time for TNC with the kill onto Jome. And now Kaizen will secure his purple buff. Here comes the 1v1. Kaizen has to fracture Andoryu. After the chase, Defiant Sword was there, but it's not going to be enough though. On the other hand, Heads here onto the middle lane, trying to delay the push.
Oh no!
A killing spree coming in from the Nightmare as Kaizen works on the Lord. Omega has to disengage. No inhibitor turrets taken down except up top.
So far, so good. TNC keeping their heads above water. Omega's not going to end. Not like this. Not here. Not now. Barely 1,000 gold ahead. The Barangay sitting at just under 16 minutes. That could have been a ruinous entry. That cost him so much. Again, let's just recap. Starting from the attempted backdoor play. Ingan, that's why TNC didn't look so strong. They didn't look so hot in the Lord takes because maybe in the back of their heads, literally like their minds, they were saying, you know what, Salvik, Kozen, set up the back door. We got you, we got you. Apparently there wasn't enough of a wave. It wasn't coming in quick enough.
And even Jome's potential backdoor play was also shut down by TNC.
That too.
So in that sequence, we saw two foiled backdoor plays.
It's like a duel in the Wild Wild West.
Yeah, and the best part was TNC was able to defend the level 2 Lord of Omega. Prior to that Lord, their inhibitor turret up top was already bursted down, so no additional turrets taken down by Omega. And we've been seeing a lot of isolated clashes, but in 50 seconds, third Lord up for grabs. We might see a 5v5 this time.
You mentioned a very important point here, isolated clashes. And I think, contrary to popular belief, that's what needs to happen. You don't have to go 5v5. You have to be very, very elegant about how you engage because most of the time, especially in the highest level competition, a big 5v5 full-on fight isn't what you want to get.
Yeah.
You want to set up a more advantageous position. So in this case, if TNC can find an amazing diversion, which they haven't, by the way, in the past, what, 8-9 minutes?
Yeah.
It's been tough for them to catch Omega off guard ever since Omega hit their mid-game power spike. Then don't force anything. Don't go head first in.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, this game is going to boil down to the macro game. And in terms of kit, TNC has more capabilities of going for the head, going for the macro. Utilize the diversion, utilize the Spear of Destruction. Split push capability is high for both of these teams, but I have to give the edge to TNC. Now Omega, they know this. That's why they want to force a 5v5 clash. Here comes Jack! No! Wow, George Blinker played a smart thing though. Lancey, no more diversion. Look at Endorio going right after Kozen, but Kaizen's gonna bring him down. This might be an opportunity for the Phoenix Army. A trade for Lancey and Endorio. TNC, will they blitz the Lord?
Oddly enough, that's a worth it trade. Again, a jungler for a mid laner. Say what you will about Big J, looking for the play. Say what you will about Lancey being right in the middle of everything. Here comes Kozen!
But he's targeting Shaq. Look at the damage. Ryota want to answer right back. A stun from Omega was just too much. Here comes the counter attack coming in from TNC. Kaizen gets a pick off. And now Ryota working on Kaizen. Heads as well is still here. Ukir on the other hand is now activated. Kaizen has the immortality. It will be popped. Ryota still working on them. And Ukir right on time will bring down Kaizen. Ryota, Ukir. What an amazing play.
Lancey and Heads, the two remaining members of TNC. Between a Lu Yi and a Tams, there's very little utility, very little you can do to contest a Lord. And as if it was orchestrated by the gods themselves, Ingan, you call him the master of trades. How do they end up in such advantageous positions? Look at this!
Man, it's all Ryota. Ryota should be the MVP as Endorio works on the Lord.
The Ryota army go crazy as Omega score another Lord.
Wow, that took guts. That took a lot of things from Ryota. Looking at the KDA 3-3-10, that's nothing compared to what he did to extend that clash and eventually bring down Kaizen.
Ukir couldn't have killed Kaizen if not for the CC and the immortality pop.
Exactly.
The new general strikes again.
That's how long Ryota kept TNC busy. Ukir was the first man down during that clash. He bought enough time for Ukir to respawn and deliver the final blow to Kaizen.
That's warfare for you. Cadians would be proud. Smart Omega 3,000 gold ahead. An evolved Lord marching up top. And now all 5 of them crashing through mid.
Oh, full force Omega has the Lord. Ryota swipes Kaizen. Endorio on the chase. Spear of Destruction is there. Heads' immortality will be pop as they work on the crystal. Omega is now playoffs bound!